On moving in, but hey, it's not. I just am not a...
Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Wunan. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you were taking pictures.
Yes, it was Aunt Mont lived across the street. Well, Miss Perez, but she played bridge, so she wanted to be called Mrs. But it was Uncle Buck, Aunt Dora, and we were just kind of like family all around here, and it's changed. And I know White said, "Why did you buy a house in this neighborhood? Why didn't you buy it in another neighborhood?" And I'm like, "Hey, I was here first."
What did they say?
And they just kind of laugh because they remember being here as kids and seeing my mother as a kid and not thinking, and it's like, hey, and I think never,
This house?
this house never flooded, and this time it had 4 feet of water.
4 feet inside?
Inside. I sat here smugly. I mean, in Lafayette. I left my car. People say, why did people leave their cars? Don't they have any sense? We were so far out of it.
When did you leave? How far ahead of the hurricane?
We left Sunday.
And it hit?
Monday, wasn't it? We were in Morgan City at the time. I'm going to be back in a couple of days. We couldn't get back in, And he didn't want to tell me. He'd get on the computer and he could see the little bitty porch in the top of my car.
You could see it?
Well, they had computer. Some kind of way they would show it.
And you could see all the way to the porch?
And he could just see the porch and the top of my car and the top of his car. So we knew about how high the water was. And I just could not
Who provided that information? Is this just for every house?
believe it. It was
On the internet?
in an internet. They had something like that. And it was just... I didn't even know what to say, the house, I had some pictures where you could see how along the front of it, how high. It was like, we came back here and we sat in the front yard and different neighbors were around. Well, actually, one lady that worked at Martha Square, she was a cousin of the lady next door, and she called and they were getting ready to evacuate. They were leaving. But they stopped over there to say goodbye to my mother because they were afraid they were going to miss the funeral. Well, we couldn't have any funerals because a lot of people did evacuate. We had to wait, for a week or so. But,
She's staying in her house forever.
She didn't want to leave.
So how because of the past hurricanes,
It never flooded. I mean, water never
Yeah.
came past.
was that part of the
curb.
reason you felt the same was going to happen with Katrina?
Uh,
Can you talk about
I was
that?
going to stay. We were going to stay because it never floods. I mean, the Thursday before the storm was when I signed the papers for the house because I put it off. I'm an only child. And I had called because a week or two, when you sign a house, buying it or whatever, you can get insurance and you don't have to wait a month before it kicks in. And my insurance people said, oh, forget it. You don't need it. It never floods there. You don't need it. So I didn't get it.
You didn't get the flood insurance?
No. I didn't need it. They told me I didn't, and we had never came past the curb. Wind, rain, scary. But it never...
But did you have a house owner insurance?
Yeah, I had that.
Do you feel after Katrina you need
Oh,
flood
I'm leaving.
insurance?
Oh, yes, you have to have it, just about.
But many people are telling me they're coming back. They're like, you know what, Katrina happened, and I don't think it's happening again for another 50 or 100 years. What do you think?
Who knows? I mean, you can't say. I never thought it before. It never flooded. But I have learned differently. It just might. They say the 100-year storm, the 40-year storm. How do you know? My insurance paid like $5,000. they came in and said something about the roof. I said, okay, it was roof damage. If you say so, I got it. And we weren't going to apply for the road home because I felt like, I really felt like other people needed it more. And I had inherited money from my mother. Not a fortune, but enough to redo the house. So, and then after a while I said, and we were about 6 months after they had started with it, and I said, oh, I just as soon apply for it. And so we applied, and we've gotten the money, and it covered it.
Road home?
Yeah, the road home covered it. So I lost a lot of stuff. You know, but you just, you know, yourself, inside yourself, your strength in yourself. Because I learned that these neighbors and these people, and I'm sure all over the city, but I just know this block, are so strong. God, they're strong people. And I didn't think, the day I came back, oh God, I could cry now thinking of it. Everything tan color. Boats here, cars here. I mean, you came in the street, it looked like a bomb, in the town. It looked like a bomb hit. And to watch, we could only come in on the weekends and had to go, or at night, come in the morning, leave at night. And you'd watch everybody piling in the morning. And piling out at night. And you're like, oh my God, are we ever going to get through it? You know? And then I realized what was where the tsunami was. Those poor people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. You know, well, the water joggled everything like a washing machine. And we had a lot of stuff. And so it fell every which way. Push and shove to get in. Some of it I couldn't even stand to look at. You know, you work a little while, you cry. You work a little while, you cry. Very kind. These people came from around the United States. The most wonderful people. Oh God. They were angels. I mean, it's strange to say, but I've seen angels. And she couldn't come back because there weren't doctors, and to say, it sounds, to say she missed the food, the people, the groceries, the whatever, she did. And she died a year after. She just couldn't go anymore. It killed her. The stress and all of it. And have y'all seen the obituary page? Today's the smallest obituary page we've had. Usually we have, tons of them. And a lot of people are coming back to be buried. They're dying all over the place, but want to be buried here.
Why? Because it's home?
It's home, and it's, yeah. I think the age group has more attachment to where this. I know, but it's not New Orleans. It's not New Orleans. I grew up here. I can't explain that to the people in Lafayette. And I love Lafayette. I lived there 35 years, but try to tell them, and they're like, why are you going there? My sons, I have a son in Lafayette. He won't come to visit. He rode by one day, and he said, Mom, I don't know what everybody's bitching about. I see a water line on the house. So what's the difference? And, it's hard to come back. I just don't know how to say it. Otherwise, yes, this neighborhood, this block, come hell or high water, we were coming back.
Yeah, you had like most of you are back, but when we went down like her street, it was pretty empty.
Yeah, you can go on either side, and a lot of them weren't back. Where are they? That's what's so heartbreaking. Where are they? What happened? Why aren't they back? You know, you wonder about that. Right now I'm trying to get out of the trailer into here and visit with my neighbors and make life, you can't say normal because what's normal, but I mean just make it you know.